Today's show is pre-recorded.
Y'all know what time it is. Y'all don't know, y'all better ask somebody. Hat on, suit on, looking like a dapper dog, giving them all dressed like $1 million bucks, diamond things in its cuffs. Y'all tell me who could it be but Steve Harvey? Oh yeah, listening to me. Put your hands together for Steve Harvey. Put your hands together. Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey, why don't you join in? Steve Harvey, you know, y'all better give me some eggs while I listen. Steve Harvey, why don't you join in with me? If you're with me, help me say, I'm so grateful. You gotta turn on, yeah. Steve Harvey got to turn them out. Got to turn them out. Harvey turn them on in the morning, y'all. Come on, Steve. Come on. Do your thing, Big Daddy.
I sure will. Good morning, everybody. You're listening to The Voice. Come on, dig me now. One and only Steve Harvey got a radio show. Today is real simple. For everybody that's trying to become successful on any level, in any arena, any genre, I don't care what it is, if you're trying to be successful, this message is for you. Let me help you understand something real clear. You ain't going to make it the way you want to, and you're not going to make it to the heights that's fully out there and available for you without God. I'm just going to keep it real simple and clean for you today. You're not going to make it the way you want to, and you're not going to get to the heights that's available to you without God. You have to get this through your head. You can try it if you want to, because I did. I'm here to tell you, I am talking purely from experience here. You can try it without God, and you can see how far you can get. Will you have some measures of success? Of course you will. Will it feel like days like you might make it? Of course you will. But let me ask you a question, though. What you going to do about them days when you feel like you ain't going to make it? When you going to do about them days where it feel like there are no answers to your questions? What you going to do about them days? What you going to do about them days when everybody laughing at you and turn against you? What you going to do about them days when you just don't see no way through it? What you going to do about them days? I got the sunshine. You know, sunshine cool. Everybody got friends when it's sunny outside. You want some friends? Hit the lotto. You want to get rid of them friends? Go ask for some help. Man, I'm talking about, man, they scatter like roaches when lights come on. I'm trying to tell you. So now, here we go again. You can do this without God now, because I've done it. And you can have yourself some measure of success. Let me even hip you to a little bit closer, though. Let me tell you why you are doing it without God and having some measure of success. Can I tell you why? Because of God's grace and mercy to us. Because of his grace and mercy trying to keep us in spite of ourselves for the real mission that he really got for us. See, that's the truth of the matter now. Now what we talking about now, Steve. See, so yeah, you can do it without God, and you can have some measure of success without God. And yeah, you got your little degree and everything, or yeah, you completed the program, got all that, yada, yada, yada. But don't you know something? It's because of God's grace and mercy that he helps us anyway, even when we ain't asking for help, when he bails us out anyway, when we ain't even asking to be bailed out. You know why? Because he loves us that much, that he would allow us to exist until we get our mind together where he could take us where he really trying to take us. Let's get this real straight and clear today. You can do this without God if you want to. But I am telling you, to get to where you really want to be and to be all that God has for you, you got to have God. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. And let me tell you this here. I don't really care what nobody done told you. Are you listening to me? I don't care what they say. Don't get this thing twisted. They got these people out here talking about they Illuminatis and all this here. Man, don't listen to me. Don't get caught in this mess. Don't get caught in no foolishness. You were created by God. God created you and your soul. We were all created in his image. All of us. Don't get to talking about you finna cut a deal with the devil and all. You ain't cutting no deal with nobody, man. The devil don't do deals. He one-sided. I'm taking you to hell, you going to hell, you'll burn in hell. That's his deal. I want your soul. I want you to lose hope. I want you to take your life. I want you to take some other people's lives. I want you to feel hopeless. I want you to realize that there ain't no God. That's his whole deal. His whole deal is negative. Oh, he can talk you into dealing drugs if you want to, but let me tell you something about this. I watch these shows all the time. Drug Inc. and all this here, cocaine mafia. Everybody on now go to jail or get killed. Our prisons is filled today with our young boys because they thought they could out-slick the system. They thought they had a way. They thought. They sitting up in here and they fell for the old cliche, man, I got to do what I got to do. I got to get this money. Well, the only reason you got to do what you got to do is because, like I say all the time, you didn't do what you were supposed to do. It is but because of his grace and mercy that we exist. And God is just taking care of you, looking out for you. Got some angels encamped around you until you get your mind right so he can get you where you're going. But now I want you to understand something. There's a cost and a consequence and a penalty for everything we do that's outside the will of God. That's for all of us. All of us have consequences, penalties, and everything that we got to deal with outside of the will of God. Understand that clearly. Don't get this thing twisted sideways. You understand me? You know, I heard a young man tell me one day, he said, Steve, you know, man, I just don't see how God looking out for me if he would allow all these things to happen to me. I'm having such a hard time in my life. I really don't see how there's a God looking out for me. I looked at the young man. I said, let me ask you something, man. You still breathing? He said, yeah, I'm standing here talking to you. I said, you still free? He said, what you mean? I said, you ain't locked up, are you? He said, no, I'm standing here talking to you. I said, where you get them clothes from? I bought them. I said, well, you bought them with what? I bought them with money. I said, where you get the money from, young man? He said, I got a job, Mr. Harvey. I got a job. I said, well, where you live, though? He said, I got an apartment. I said, well, where you get the apartment from? Mr. Harvey, I'm working. I got an apartment. I got a job. I said, oh, okay. Okay. So now this God ain't looking out for you thing. Finish telling me what you telling me. Well, see, man, I'm having it real hard right now. I said, hey, man, are you hungry? Have you had lunch yet? He said, yeah, I already had lunch yet. I said, oh, okay. So go on, finish telling me about this, how God ain't looking out for you. He said, and you know, man, every time I try to do something, it seemed like it go wrong for me. I said, but let me ask you something, man. I said, every time it go wrong for you, I say, somehow you survive it. He said, yeah, I survive it some kind of way, but it still be all messed up for me. I said, but you still got through it, though. He said, yeah. I said, okay, man, go on, finish telling me how God ain't looking out for you. And he stopped. He said, hey, Mr. Harvey, he said, how come every time I tell you something that's going wrong, you keep telling me God looking out for me? I said, because you still here, man. I said, see, you don't understand it. I said, you seem to think that you're supposed to skate through life, that it's all supposed to go how you want it, any kind of way. I said, man, these is the test of your faith. I said, God looking out for you the whole time. I said, every time you tell me something going wrong, you seem to turn around and tell me how you survived it. You keep telling me what ain't going right, but you keep telling me all these things you have. I said, man, so what you got to do is you got to stop looking at the what you ain't got column and start focusing on the what you do have column. But if you ain't happy with nothing he done for you, you want him to keep piling stuff on. I said, you fail in the test, young man. The test is, are you grateful for where you are right now so I could give you more so we can move forward? He said, oh, man, I never even looked at it like that. I said, well, why don't you take your blessed self on somewhere and sit down? He said, man, I think I'm going to go on over here and let you finish talking. I said, thank you, son. Sometimes you just got to look at what you do got, folks. That's all it is, okay? You can't make it without God, y'all. You got me today? All right, let's be clear. Let's go.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me have it. Your undivided attention. First of all, before I get started, Shirley, any requests this morning? Anything?
Oh, so do some Earth, Wind, and Fire. That's your favorite group.
Some Stevie Wonder.
Looking back on when I was a little nappy-headed boy.
Okay.
Then my only worry was for Christmas what would be my toy.
Supposed to do it COVID style.
Even though we sometimes wouldn't get a thing, we were happy with the joy that they would bring. Hey! That was my,
That's what I'm
boy, I
talking about.
almost cussed. That was my, boy, 1974, 75, Songs in the Key of Life,
One of
the
the
greatest double album
Ever.
of all time.
Ever.
What?
The good, the what?
You
The
almost
good.
choked, did you?
The greatest double album of all time, Songs in the Key of Life.
You're right about
Hello.
that.
You got that right. Yes, sir.
Dog,
No.
$9.95.
That's how much you spent on it.
What?
How hard did you have to work for that $9.95, Steve?
Girl, I stole.
Oh,
Let me see.
okay.
I worked
public
midnight
figure.
to 4 a.m. in the morning in the student center cleaning up the kitchen. I was maintenance man. The only reason I took the job because I stayed around in the kitchen and I found out how to open up them freezers. I opened up them freezers
Get
and
you
took them
something to eat.
steaks out of there, put them in a plastic book bag, and hung them outside my window on the 8th floor on a hook. And when you passed by my window, if you saw the bag hanging out with the hook, you knew I had steaks.
Oh, and so you sold steaks.
No, I sold steak sandwiches. I had a hot plate in my room. I had a
Oh, so
deli.
you cooked.
Yeah, I had a deli. I had a double
me
hot
ask
plate.
Wait,
This is always-
Excuse
Tommy.
me, excuse me.
Wait.
Being that we lived in dormitories, that was illegal.
What was
to do
illegal?
that.
I want to hear what you did, though. Okay,
Wait,
you
hold
had a
on.
hot plate.
Wait. What was illegal, Carla?
You were cooking in your
Yeah.
room?
Yeah.
So how
I
you
had a
pass
double
over
hot
to
plate.
stealing the steaks, Carla, to get to cooking in the room?
For all of that.
Well,
He was
yeah.
cooking. Could you cook in your dorm room, Tommy? Could
Hell,
you cook?
how was you gonna eat late at night?
Everybody cooking. in the room.
Cafeteria wasn't open. I done been at the party till 4 a.m. I can't eat nothing. I gotta wait on 8 till the cab open up. No.
Yes.
He has hot plate skills, though, because he used to cook in the morning on the show, Carla, in
Oh,
LA.
no doubt.
And Shirley, I
Holy.
had a hot plate and electric skillet
Yes. Eggs, frying eggs. in the
we
hall.
at the
know.
radio station. I had breakfast every morning.
In the studio?
Yeah.
Guess what they
yeah.
told me? You can't eat
Yeah,
in the
Carl.
studio anymore.
Poor
I said, well, I don't know who the hell y'all gonna have doing this radio show.
All right, listen, we got to go. Coming up at 32 minutes after the hour, Ask the Crazy CLO right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
So, Steve, everyone is really loving your advice during your favorite segment, Ask the CLO. Chief Love Officer. What'd you
ready.
say? Oh,
I'm
yeah.
ready.
So let's go. Here we go. This one is from Sin in Monroe, Louisiana. She says, I'm a 41-year-old woman married 17 years. I caught my husband having sex with the married lady next door. I saw him sneak over to her house, so I peeped through the window and watched them in her kitchen. I didn't tell my husband what I saw, but I did tell the woman's husband about it. Her husband's reaction was shocking, and he told me that it's not the first time his wife cheated. He suggested that I let him come over and have sex with me in my kitchen. I took him up on the offer, and that revenge sex was so darn good. Should I let my husband know what I did?
I wouldn't.
keep doing what
That
they
ain't safe.
No.
That ain't safe. And who is these dudes that's okay with the other dude coming to his house? See who this dude. But you must be so fine to him that he done decided that your husband coming over his house, screwing his wife in the kitchen, automatically garners him an opportunity to come to your house and do you in your kitchen. Wow. I had a dude that used to work for me that had a saying that he said all the time, and I never really quite agreed with it, but he say, fair exchange ain't no robbery. He used to say that all the time. Fair exchange ain't no robbery. So I don't know what y'all gonna do. Y'all are involved in a foursome.
You're swinging.
Y'all are involved in a foursome, but the only twosome know it.
Yeah.
So I can't help you, ma'am. I don't know what you gonna do, but if you tell your husband you finna mess up it was so good sex, you gonna mess that up. But you didn't even mention it to your husband. You told it to the woman's husband, thinking he might whoop your husband's behind.
Yes.
But what he really wanted was your behind.
And got it.
Work it out, Steve. I love it. Break it down.
Girl,
yeah.
you better go what?
Good.
Just stay quiet and, I don't know. All
This
right.
is amazing during quarantine that this is going on.
Yes. All right. This one's from Corey in Delaware, Steve. Corey says, I'm a 36-year-old married man, and my wife and I have been married for 19 years. We both work at the same college, and she recently became the media spokesperson for her department. She loves it, but there's a big problem. She will not stop talking now. All of a sudden, she's an expert on everything, and she has to make her opinions known. Simple conversations with her can turn into a debate. She likes to revisit conversations long after we've done with them, too. How can I tell her nicely that she's on my last nerves and she needs to shut up?
Well, I've just done some quick math. You 36, you've been married 19 years?
That's what he said.
So y'all been married since y'all was 17? Yeah. I think in 17 years old, you got every right to ask her to shut up.
In another way,
Nicely.
Well, I mean,
like
I'm
that.
just saying, hey, baby, listen to me. Listen, can we talk for a second? Ever since you got this new position as media spokesperson, you've brought your work home. And now it's kind of difficult to talk to you because you're taking a very authoritative tone. And I don't want to be a part of your job. I'm happy that you got this new career and you found what you want to do, but I don't want it at the house. I don't need you telling me everything because you talk too much.
Yeah, I like that, Steve. I like that response.
That sounds
That's
good.
a very good, reasonable response.
Maybe she
one
don't
that won't
realize
make her go in.
You talk too much.
Yeah.
And I know you don't realize it, but you talk too much. I'm practicing because I'm going to use that.
Do most husbands feel that
you in
way?
practice?
Yeah.
Oh, you in rehearsal?
do a lot of
I'm
husbands?
going to go in there and tell that to Marjorie. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Hey, listen to me. You talk too much.
But do a lot of husbands feel that way?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of
take a
women
lot of
feel
stuff,
that
too.
way.
Yeah.
But it's mostly men.
Yeah.
And
we
it's been
like
a lot.
talking and express ourselves. What, Tommy?
Been a
Just
lot
too
since
damn
COVID. COVID has brought a lot of talking out.
Yeah, it's too much, actually.
Women like to talk. All right,
Yeah,
this
it's
one's
too
from
much.
Anonymous in Los Angeles. After you tell Marjorie this, Steve, let us know how that works out for you, please.
Oh, I'm not going to go in there and say that at my house. No.
Anonymous in Los Angeles. I'm a hardworking man because I want to make sure my children have a decent lifestyle, but I'm not getting support from my wife. She's very complacent and it drives me crazy. She said there's too much going on in the world and we should stay at home. She's always negative if the children tell her things they are interested in or if they get new friends. I wish she'd go out and have an affair so I could divorce her and take the kids with me. How can I get this woman to be more open-minded? Yeah, he sounds like
You
he's
want
done.
your wife to cheat on you?
Yeah.
So you can divorce it. Well, why don't you just reverse it? Why don't you go have the affair, make sure she busts you, then she divorce you. Either if you want a divorce, you can get one now. But if you hoping she have an affair so you could leave her and take the kids with you, why don't you have the affair and then you could get the divorce either way? See, y'all, this question ain't nothing. He won't out.
Yeah, but he won't out a crazy way, though, dog.
Right, but see, that's cause he ignorant.
Okay.
They got to come up
See,
with something else.
sometimes,
Okay.
Hey, let me
Oh,
tell y'all something
CLO.
about being. Let me tell you something about being in the advice business. Sometimes when you're talking to an ignorant person, you have to give that person ignorant advice because that's what they're going to do anyway. Just go ahead and let him out. He wants out the relationship. How can I get my wife to, I wish my wife would go have an affair so I could divorce her and take kids with me.
Well,
You go out, have an affair. Let your wife find out, divorce you. Now, you ain't going to get them kids. It's hard to get the kids.
Yeah, if
Anyway.
you committed the affair. Really, he wants to know how can he get this woman, his wife, to be more open-minded.
No, he
Because
no, he
she's
don't.
always
Shirley, you're missing
Where he
what the
put
letter.
that?
I know what he's saying in the letter. He really want out.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
First thing he thought of in the
All right,
letter was
Cielo.
he was okay with his wife having an affair so he could divorce her.
I
He
don't
want
think he
out,
was
Shirley.
kidding. I think
That's
he was
he
kidding.
been there
Kidding?
to go.
Okay. All right, cool.
With the affair, having the affair part.
Yeah.
All right.
Did he have a smiley face in his email?
Emoji.
Yeah.
Coming up next, the nephew's in the building with Run That Prank Back right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Coming up at the top of the hour, Miss Ann is standing by with more of today's national news. Plus, in entertainment news, we'll talk about Oprah's two-night town hall meeting. Where do we go from here? We're going to discuss that at the top of the hour. But right now, the nephew's in the building for Run That Prank Back. What you got for us, Neff?
Paper clips. Paper clips.
Crazy. Sounds
Paper
so
clips.
harmless when you say it like that.
It sounds harmless, but I got a twist for you. Let's go, cat dog. Paper clips.
Travel.
I'm trying to reach Veronica.
This is she.
Hi, Veronica. How you doing? My name is Philip. I'm from Corp. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How can I help you today?
You were with the company here. Let's see. You just left about 6 months ago?
That's correct.
Okay, and you left with a severance. Am I right?
That's right. I'm sorry, who am I speaking with?
Philip. My name is Philip. Philip. I'm actually calling on some security questions and wanted to reach out to you. Now, you own your own travel agency now?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, you actually left with a severance when you left the company. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay. And how long were you actually with?
I was there for 8 years. I'm sorry, who am I speaking to again?
My name is Philip. I'm with security.
And what can I do for you, Philip?
Well, we have you started this business now. Did you start it before you left?
Philip, I started this business after I left there.
You started it after you left there?
That's correct. 1 month.
1 month after you left there. Okay. So the reason why I'm giving you a call, and I've been, we've gone through some security tapes and things of that nature. We're missing so many reams of paper. We're missing thousands of paper clips. We're missing so many office supplies, and it's been brought to the security's attention that it's targeting that you are the person that has taken all of this office. I'm sorry?
Let me get this right, Philip. You are calling my place of business, asking me if I have used paper clips and paper. I have customers in my establishment right now. I can't talk to you about this.
Okay, ma'am, listen. I know that I'm sorry for calling your place of business, but I want to say this. We're at the point of actually picking you up behind items that have been taken from the company. So I wanted to call and see if we could get it taken care of over the phone. Now, if you got to go, then I'm going to have to actually come out to your business, and that's something that I'm trying not to do.
You know what? Hold on 1 second. You hold that thought. Who the is this on my phone talking about some damn paper clips? I have been gone from there for 6 months, and you calling me now about some paper and some what?
Paper clips, ma'am. We're missing at least 5,000 paper clips.
I'm going to tell you what you can do. I have been out of that company for 6 months. I worked for y'all for 8 years, and you all let me go. I didn't take anything from you.
Okay. Have you ever used any paper or any paper clips outside of have you done that?
Of course I use paper every day. I run a business.
Okay, but you're using our paper for your own personal business. Your travel agent or whatever it is that you have, you're using office supplies. That right there is against the law.
Oh, no, I will go and buy you some damn paper clips.
Okay, well, we don't want paper clips, ma'am. Now, we've given you a severance pay, and from my understanding, it's been a substantial amount. And right now, is going to be filing charges and taking you to court over these paper clips and paper.
I'm going to tell you what you can do with them 5,000 paper clips. I'm going to paper clip them together and hang you off by your I ain't stealing no damn paper clips. You're going to call me 6 months later talking about some paper and paper clips.
Okay, ma'am, I don't want to go back and forth.
Philip.
I'm sorry?
This is some Philip.
So Are you wanting to return all the merchandise? Because it looks like...
I didn't take no merchandise. I don't have to steal nothing from y'all. I worked for you for 8 years. Talking about I stole something. I was employee of the year.
For 8 years, you stole paper clips, you stole office supplies, scissors, masking tape. You have taken markers, pens. We got it down to a science.
I don't know what videotapes you got, Philip. I ain't steal nothing from y'all. I was employee of the year. You all gave me a severance package. How dare you call me 6 months later? You can take them paper clips and shove them up your behind.
Excuse me?
Are we done here?
No, we're not done here.
So take your videotape and your paper clips and your scissors, and you know what to do with them.
No, I don't, ma'am. Now, listen, what we're going to have to do is you're going to get served right there at your travel agency. Where are you located?
Excuse me? Oh, you know what? I'm going to give you my address because you come over here. I got some scissors for your Philip. I don't have time for this. You want my address? You can come on over here. Look it up. Google me.
We want our paper clips back.
Google me. Come get them then. Matter of fact, give me your address, Philip. I'll bring them to you. Steal no damn paper clips. I'm a Christian woman, and you got me on this phone cussing and fighting with you. I'm not fighting with you over no paper clips. What's your address, Philip?
We're missing over 5,000 paper clips, and we need those. Now,
you know what? What's your address? I'm going to bring your damn paper and paper clips to you. How about that? Give me your address.
So you are...
Philip.
You are guilty of using the paper, aren't you?
We all use paper, Philip. I don't steal.
Which means, guess what? It's against the law, which means you have stolen something. If you have taken one paper clip, it's against the law. And we want our doggone paper clips back.
Philip. You got pens in your car, Philip? That's a corporation? I bet you do.
But I work for the company.
I'm trying to run a business, so you stealing too. Give me your boss's number. You calling my damn phone talking about some pens and paper clips. You lost your mind. Give me your address. I'll bring the pens and paper clips. You ain't got to come pick me up.
You've taken so many pens and so many paper clips, thousands of reams of paper.
I'm trying to run a business. Don't call my phone with this.
Okay.
Talking about some paper clips. Give me your address.
I'm going to say this to you now. I'm going to go ahead and order the police to come over. I'm
What?
ordering the police to come and pick you up, okay? Because I'm trying to get the problem taken care of over the phone.
Bring the police and you come with them. Come get it. I got something for your when you get here. Bring them. You calling me about some paper and paper clips. I've been gone from there for 6 months. You crazy.
Ma'am, you have stolen paper clips from the company, and we want our paper clips back.
Bring your over here. You want to get some damn paper clips, and I'm going to call my man so he can kick your over here if you want to. You want the address? You want the address, Philip? Come on. I'm a professional. I'm trying to run a business. I got to walk away from my customers and deal with some about some pens and papers. Are you
and paper clips. And paper clips. Because you stole over 5,000 paper. You're a thief. And you also, you better be ready because you stole some stuff for Tommy, and he's been over here about it too.
Wait a minute. Whoa, wait. Who's Tommy?
Tommy says you stole a bunch of his stuff.
Listen, I don't know nobody named no damn.
You don't know Nephew Tommy from the Steve Harvey Morning Show? You don't know him?
What you say?
I say, do you know Nephew Tommy from the Steve Harvey Morning Show? Do you know him?
You got to be kidding me.
Your girlfriend Dorothea got me to prank phone call you.
Ooh, I'm going to kick her. I'm going to get her right now. I'm going to kick her.
Calm down. You good?
You made me step in the back room on you. Ooh.
Hey, let me ask you something, baby. What is the baddest radio show in the land?
The Steve Harvey Morning Show. Dorothea is on.
You're going to think twice now when you leave this job. Make sure you ain't got nothing in your purse. No paper clips, no pencils, no pens, no staplers. How much stuff have y'all stolen from the job?
Highlighters.
Yeah.
Post-its.
Yeah,
Post-its.
maybe a Sharpie or two. That's about it.
Everybody steal paper.
Insurance premium.
You still a policy?
We got to go.
My rent was due, dog. I had to come up with this, man. I can't be homeless no more.
Coming up at the top of the hour, entertainment and national news.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Well, Oprah hosted a two-part town hall meeting titled Where Do We Go From Here? Oprah spoke to black leaders, activists, and artists about systemic racism and the current state of America because black people are tired of having to prove our humanity. It's simple as that. Director and producer Ava DuVernay called on white people to educate themselves about systemic racism instead of looking to black people to do it for them. Democratic politician Stacey Abrams and Atlanta Mayor's Keisha Lance Bottoms were also on the panel. Actor David Oyelowo, who portrayed Dr. Martin Luther King in the movie Selma, talked about how he made the talk about his racism, and he has dealt with all of this his whole life, from being of Nigerian descent. Oprah also discussed the racism and recent protesting. Take a listen to part of a viral video of author and activist Kimberly Jones. Take a listen.
You broke the contract when for 400 years we played your game and built your wealth. You broke the contract when we built our wealth again on our own by our bootstraps in Tulsa, and you dropped bombs on us. When we built it in Rosewood and you came in and you slaughtered us. You broke the contracts, and they are lucky that what black people are looking for is equality and not revenge.
Amen, sister.
Kimberly Jones. Yeah, she's an author.
You need to hear that in its entirety. It's really good.
Yes.
No, it's really, really good.
Yeah, we saw it. We were watching the show. Yeah. Very good. Wow.
Yeah, she's a young lady with, well, I think she had dreads in her hair. They were like red and stuff. She was, she had a
See, you know what I like, man? I like the fact that there are so many,
beautiful lady.
There are so many fiery activists out here who are able to speak eloquently and articulate the feelings, because
and know our history.
I don't, I think sometimes when I'm talking, the anger part of it comes out.
You get mad because it's been
and
a long time.
But I've been pissed off so long.
Yes.
And it does come out. And I try to articulate what I'm saying in a fashion to stay even.
Yeah.
But after a minute, man, of talking, if I talk for 90 seconds about it, I'm gonna get mad, because I'm tired of having to have this conversation.
That's right.
Now, the one lady, whoever you mentioned, Shirley, that says white people should educate themselves on racism, that's a difficult task when they don't know that it exists.
Yeah.
See, if it does, if their lives have never been affected by racism, they don't know where to start to look it up, because they'll have no empathy towards it, and that's been the problem. If your life has never been affected by racism, where do you start looking for it? How do you get the definition? You can find, once they look up the definition of racism, it goes right back to, it doesn't affect me. So no, they need our help to show them. They need to see Aubrey getting gunned down by some vigilantes, murdered. They need to see murdered.
That was
see, they saw Eric Gardner get murdered, but their ass was on spring break and at happy hour and going on vacation. But this time when they saw George Floyd, their ass was at the house under quarantine. Big difference.
Because we've been saying it.
Been screaming it.
All right, Steve, time now for today's headlines.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Ann Tripp.
Thank you very much. This is Ann Tripp with the news, everybody, and yes, good morning. Well, President Trump is scheduled to meet with pastors, law enforcement, and some small business owners at a Dallas church event later today. Trump is expected to announce a plan for addressing disparities in economic health and justice in this country. We don't know what he's going to say about that. One of George Floyd's brothers was on Capitol Hill yesterday, where he testified before the House Judiciary Committee. The hearing was on policing practices and accountability, and it was the first since Mr. Floyd was killed. His younger brother, Phalonis, made a plea for justice and for fairness.
George wasn't hurting anyone that day. He didn't deserve to die over $20. I'm asking you, is that what a black man is worth? $20? This is 2020. Enough is enough.
Back in Minneapolis, the police chief there, Medaria Arredondo, says he's starting a major overhaul of his department, with the first step, he says, pulling out of contract negotiations with the union. He did that yesterday.
What our city needs now, more than ever, is a pathway and a plan that provides hope, reassurance, and actionable measures of reform.
Arredondo, who's Afro-Latino, says that he wants to be able to bring in outside experts to help him restructure the current contract to allow for more transparency and for greater flexibility to make meaningful changes in policing. Almost 3 months after cops in Louisville shot and killed an innocent young black woman named Breonna Taylor in her own apartment, the police have released the incident report. It is virtually empty. Listen to this. It's a 4-page report. It lists the time, the date, the case number, incident location, that she was a 26-year-old black female. But blotted out are the street number, apartment number, her date of birth. On the line where you list injuries, the report says none. Even though Breonna, who, by the way, was an emergency medical technician, was shot 8 times at least in her chest. She died in a pool of blood. Her boyfriend was with her at that time, and he called 911 that night when cops mistakenly burst in.
911, Operator Harris, where's your emergency?
Somebody kicked in the door inside my girlfriend.
Okay, where are you located?
I'm at 3003 Springfield Drive, apartment 4. Oh, my God. Breathe. God. Help! Oh, my God. Yes, help. Help.
Under the charges, that's part of the call, not the whole call. Under charges, it says death investigation. That's what it says on this report. And it also says no forced entry. Even though they used a battering ram to get into her apartment, police were looking for a black drug dealer who had a white girlfriend. And that couple was picked up early that night at another location. New Jersey corrections officer has been suspended. His friend fired at his job at FedEx after they captured on video taunting people involved in a Black Lives Matter demonstration, reenacting the murder of George Floyd, which they thought was funny, apparently. And finally, NASCAR just banned its fans from flying the Confederate flag at its races. Now back to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Well, NASCAR has officially banned the Confederate flag from all of its events. This announcement comes just days.
Wow.
Yeah,
Good.
that's big. That's big.
Boy.
Bubba Wallace, he's the only black driver at NASCAR. He's, he called for the ban, and Bubba went on to say no one should feel uncomfortable when they come to a NASCAR race. So it starts with the Confederate flag. Get rid of it. He even repainted his car and put on Black Lives Matter, hashtag Black Lives Matter, and all of that. Yeah.
Hey, listen, that is one of the big reasons, I've gone to a NASCAR event. Mm-hmm. I was shooting a promo for a movie, Racing Stripes. Uh-huh. And we had to go to this NASCAR event. It was my first time going to a speedway. It was amazing. Mm-hmm. But I kept saying, and I was talking to the families that had invited me down there. Now, they would say, we're trying to get more blacks interested in NASCAR. We just can't. I say, did you see these flags out here?
Yes,
I say,
indeed.
Ain't nobody coming down here for this.
Yeah.
Right.
Ain't nobody bringing their children down here and expose them to this. Mm-hmm. I said, that'll never happen. And so they was going, wow, it's that offensive? I said, look, man, it's very offensive. We in Georgia, partner. Stone Mountain right up there. Mm-hmm. I said, we understand that. I said, but I never thought that they would go after the fans, because see, it's not the NASCAR with the flags, it's the fans. Do you know how much money NASCAR makes? Okay, let me give you an example.
So much.
To park your RV on the top row that looks down on the racetrack, those parking spots are $20,000.
Whoa,
Wow.
I didn't know that. I know they make a lot of money, though.
To watch
How many
cars
days
go
is that?
round and
Bruh,
round and round.
it's people pay for those premium spots. When you see them people on top of them RVs with their
Sitting and watching.
chairs set up, that's money in that infield, man. It ain't no first come, first serve, you park here. It's cash money to be in there.
Tailgate.
All
VIP.
the big RV companies bring RVs there. It's some rich people in the South, man, and all of them not racist by a long shot. But you can go down there. You can buy an RV at the event.
Wow.
Listen, no, they have offices set up. They bring RVs down there. You see it, you like it, you can get it and pull it over in your parking spot right now. They got everything down there, man.
Wow, I didn't know that.
But they also have the poorest of poor element. It's the ones that ain't got the money for them parking spots. That right there. Boy.
All right, we gotta go, Steve. Before you get
I'm
started.
drinking, bud.
All right, Coming up at 34 minutes after the hour, say her name. Breonna Taylor, we're still fighting for justice for Breonna Taylor, believe it or not, and we'll talk about it right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Well, we're still in the fight for justice for Breonna Taylor. That's the black woman who was killed by plainclothes officers in her apartment after they broke down her door on March 13th in a no-knock warrant. Louisville Metro Police botched raid. That's what they did. Take a listen to Breonna's mother, Tamika Palmer, explain what happened.
I am Tamika Palmer. I am the mother of Breonna Taylor.
3 officers on the Louisville Metro Police Department used a battering ram to knock down her door. They fired 22 times. 8 of those bullets landed in the body of the most essential worker I will ever know. Bree was murdered by the Louisville Metro Police Department. And after they killed her, they asked me if she had any enemies. No. Absolutely not.
This story started coming out differently, and people started learning the truth of what was happening and the things that went wrong that night. Now the whole city is mad. Now the whole world is mad. Breonna should not be dead. Some days I feel like I can't breathe without her. This should never happen to another family. I am Breonna Taylor's mother. Say her name.
Yeah, there's no body cam footage of what happened, and Sergeant Jonathan Mattingly, Detectives Miles Cosgrove, and Brett Hankerson are still on administrative paid leave while the department and the FBI investigate their actions. We're still fighting for justice. So go to Steve Harvey FM on Instagram and Facebook.
See, now once again, this is when I go back to we have to have mandatory sentencing for policemen. Mm-hmm. If you kill an innocent person in the line of duty, you have to do time for that. See, if I kill an unarmed person, guess what happens to me as a civilian? I'm going to prison.
Yeah, you are.
Sir.
It's just a matter of how much time.
Yeah.
If I kill a person for any reason, it doesn't matter. I'm going to do time. If you are a police officer and you kill an unarmed person, damn what your thinking process was. Obviously, the training has failed. Mm-hmm. Or you didn't give a damn about the training. You just saw a black person, and just like that reminds you of the black targets that's in every gun range. Mm-hmm. Every target in every gun range is a black image.
These were
so all we are to these people are damn targets.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Steve.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They bust in her house, plainclothes detectives, and shot her, and her boyfriend defended her. They dropped the charges against him for shooting an officer because he was defending his girlfriend and defending, their home, but he can't really talk about the case. There's so many layers to this case.
Because, and they were plainclothes, right?
Yes.
And they had a no-knock warrant.
Yes.
Knock warrant,
which means they ain't got to announce themselves.
Right.
So now, where's the stand your ground?
Yeah.
Right.
Because we don't know who you are.
Exactly.
And you come in the door shooting.
Yes. Her boyfriend, Kenny. Yes.
And I know, look, man, I know what they're going to do. They're going to use this as he opened fire on us first. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure that's what they're going to say. And they got no way of proving who opened fire first.
We got no cameras.
And then boom, now here we go.
We're back.
But you have to have body cam footage of everything. If you don't activate your body cam, that's a crime.
That's another crime. You're right.
Hello.
You're right.
Yeah, that's right,
See,
Steve.
And
we have to have
released.
mandatory sentencing for police officers who break laws. And we as the people help determine what the laws of police officer behavior is, because we're the taxpayers who pay them to serve and protect.
That's right.
And if we're not being served and protect, why am I paying tax dollars for a dude that could kill me?
Yeah.
Because he ain't properly trained and he racist and he don't give a damn about black lives. Black lives don't matter to police officers. Enough of them. Now this foolishness we talking about disbanding police departments, that's ignorant.
All right, Steve, we're going to move on.
Ain't
here.
nobody finna live like that now.
Coming up next, we're going to switch gears with Tommy. Tommy's here to make us laugh with today's prank phone call. That's coming up right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Coming up at the top of the hour, right about 4 minutes after, it's my strawberry letter for today. The subject, he is taken performing in bed to another level. Another level. But right now, the nephew in the building with today's prank phone call. What you got for us, Neff?
Unorthodox methods.
Uh-oh.
Unorthodox methods.
Okay, now that's a clue that this one's going to be a little crazy. Normally they
As you know, last year,
stupid. He knows that
the
always
church
makes me
gave
laugh.
me this glove so that I may have healing.
Which way is up, Richard Pryor all day? Okay.
Oh, Shirley, if I could do any movie with my characters, it would be Which Way Is Up right there, partner. The straight guy, the preacher, and the old man. I got them down pat. If I could do anyone.
Let me hear it.
I can't. They all got cuss words in the car.
Oh. Well, when we get off.
The old man was a beast, man.
Yeah.
Richard Pryor Richard Pryor was just straight classic.
Genius.
All right, y'all. I'm finna call this man, okay?
Uh-huh.
Now this man, y'all, he cannot conceive with his wife. And I give him the man a call and ask him would he like to have a surrogate father. Here we go.
Hello, I'm trying to reach Brother Robert.
And speaking.
Hey, how you doing? I'm calling you from the church. How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm doing super fantastic. Any day above ground is a good day.
That's good. Hey, listen, man, we wanted to, being one of the brothers of the church, I wanted to give you a call. Man, you didn't make it today, but your wife stood up today and asked us to keep y'all in our prayers because y'all are definitely trying to bring a new child into the world, and she let us know that, she's being a little older now, 41, 42, she said it takes a little longer to try and conceive a child than, in your earlier years. So we definitely wanted to let you know, man, that we got y'all in our prayers, man.
Man, you just don't know how much we appreciate that, man. Yeah, we've been trying, but I know with prayers, all things are possible.
Yeah, well, we definitely want to keep you all in our prayers, man, and hope that you all are able to conceive this child and bring a new child into this world. The book says, "Be fruitful and multiply."
Definitely. Now, who is this again?
This Brother Arthur. Brother Arthur. I don't know if you know me directly, but I'm Brother Arthur, one of the brothers at the church.
Oh, okay, Brother Arthur. Thank you.
Now, Brother Robert, what I wanted to ask you, man, was have you considered any alternatives, methods as far as, maybe helping this situation?
We've looked at a few. What are you referring to as an alternative?
Well, I mean, I think I have a good thing then that might be able to help this thing speed up the process, and you guys will be expecting in no time, man.
Man, we are definitely open for some things like that. What you got in mind?
I mean, well, what I have is a little unorthodox, man, but I think if you allow me to help you on this, man, I think that you'll be definitely satisfied. And, man, if 9 months from now, you guys will be at the hospital waiting, looking for your baby boy, your baby girl,
Well, clarify unorthodox.
Okay. See, what I have in mind, man, is have you considered maybe like a surrogate father?
Clarify surrogate, because I'm thinking the wrong thing. I just want to make sure we're on the same page. What do you mean by surrogate father?
Well, what it is, man, is, of course, a surrogate mother is someone that will carry a child for those that cannot carry one. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So what I've gone to the doctor and gotten myself checked out, man, good physical and everything. I'm physically fit and everything. And, maybe I guess the complications are coming from you as far as the child not being, you're not being able to conceive right now.
No, ain't nothing wrong with me, man.
Okay.
Now, what you mean by you physically fit? I mean, what the hell that got to do with surrogate?
Well, see, what I'm saying is, if you allow me to come over and supply my services, I mean, let's say if you left for a weekend, man, and I stayed over there, by the time you get back, man.
Man, what the wrong with you? Is this what's going on at this church, man? Am I at the wrong church? You telling me you trying? Help me understand. You saying you want to come over and have sex with my wife?
Well, I mean, don't look at it like that. Don't look at it like that. Look at it as if I'm helping you all
what
bring
you
a child.
telling me indirectly. You just ain't use those words.
Excuse me, there. Okay.
You telling me you want to come have sex with my wife?
No. I want to come over and just apply my services, man, and put you guys in a better position that you will be able to have a child in your life. You understand what I'm saying? You understand where I'm coming from?
No, I don't. Sound like you telling me you want to have sex with my life, man. What the is wrong with you, man?
Hey, hold on. No, this brother Arthur, man. Listen, see what I'm trying to do.
Man, I don't give a if you brother Charles. Who the is brother Arthur, man? I don't know you. And then you talking about the church. What kind of shit? This y'all condone at this church?
No, really the church don't have nothing to do with this. It's me calling you to lend you.
Well, you calling me saying
I'm trying to be, if you allow me to be the surrogate father, I'll have her pregnant by the end of the week.
Man, you got me up. As soon as I see, I'm coming to Bible study Tuesday to see you. You show up at Bible study so I can see who the you are.
Okay, bro.
Guaranteeing you want to have sex with my wife. Man, what kind of is
brother,
this, man?
If you keep looking at it like that, how is we gonna get this? How are we gonna get past this so we can get you to this child, man?
We ain't gonna get past this. You talking about having sex with my wife? Where your wife at, brother? You ain't got no wife.
So I have a wife, brother Robert. What I'm trying to do is help you along with yours and getting this child conceived. That's what I'm trying to help.
Brother, you can't help me talking about having sex with my wife. You said on Orthodox, I ain't think you was going that far with it. How the you get my phone number?
Well, you know, we have people listed at the church. We have all phone numbers listed.
He lists mine. And when I get that Tuesday, I hope to see you because I'm going to punch you and
Hey, look, man, why don't I speak to your wife when she comes to church this week, and I'll see how
man, don't say a thing to my wife.
Hold on, I'm just going to talk to her and see how she feels about maybe you know, using this particular...
No, you can't say man, don't even look in her direction. Brother, man, who are you? I need to see you myself.
Okay, what is all the anger though, brother? What?
Man, you wouldn't be angry. You just sitting there telling me. Let's flip the script. I'm gonna come have sex with your wife.
Okay.
You should get angry.
Okay, brother. I got one more thing I need to tell you. Are you ready for? Can I say this?
Man, you better hurry up before I hang up in your face.
Okay. Are you listening, brother Robert?
I've been listening. I'm tired of listening.
This is Nephew Tommy from the Steve Harvey Morning Show. You just got pranked by your wife.
Man, what you say?
Hey.
Man, Tommy, you can't be doing like that, man. I'm about to have a rest come to change with everybody in there. But a minute ago, I was going to go straight punch Thomas in the mouth. Then look for you. What you had been on that one, man? Ooh.
All right. Hey, one more thing, man. Tell me this. What is the baddest, I'm talking about the baddest radio show in the land?
The Steve Harvey Morning Show with ignorant-ass Steve and ignorant-ass Nephew Tommy. Y'all wild over there, man.
Was I wrong?
You play too much. Yes, you were wrong.
I told him I have her pregnant by Sunday. I'm just trying to tell you. By Sunday, she'll be pregnant.
Horrible.
This is so crazy.
Oh yeah, by Sunday. Oh yeah, she gonna be straight by Sunday. I got you. I got you.
What you say, Tommy? You're welcome.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm trying to give you my services.
Get your nephew, Steve. Get your nephew.
I'm
Oh,
done.
man.
No,
all right. Thank you, nephew. That was crazy right there. Coming up next, Strawberry Letter subject. He is taken performing in bed to another level. Wait till you hear this one, Steve Harvey. And guys, wait till you hear this one. We'll get into it.
Is this about
right
me?
after this.
Is this about me?
No, it isn't. Well.
Uh-oh.
You might not want this one to be about you.
Oh, take me out then.
We'll get into it right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Time now for today's Strawberry Letter. And if you need advice on dating, on work, sex, relationships, parenting, and more, please submit your Strawberry Letter to steveharveyfm.com and click Submit Strawberry Letter. We could be reading your letter live on the air, just like we're going to read this one right here, right now. That's right.
Buckle up and hold on tight. We got it for you. Here it is. Strawberry letter.
All right, thank you, nephew. Subject, he has taken performing in bed to a whole nother level. Oh, okay. Dear Steve and Shirley, I am a 32-year-old married woman, and I normally never write into you. But I heard you cover a topic that I'm going through, so I'm turning to you for help. It's about an issue that I've been having with my husband since the quarantine began. He and I were having sex more than usual, and it was getting boring. I wanted to spice things up with role-playing. One day, my husband was a professor, and I was a naughty college student. Another day, I was a rich housewife, and he played the pool boy. One day, when I was washing clothes, he came up behind me and surprised me. It was a lot of fun until my husband became bored with it, and then that's when things got weird. My husband had been ordering costumes from Amazon, and I had no idea. The first one he pulled out was a wolf costume, and he told me I was going to be Goldilocks on the way to Grandma's house. See, Tommy? He wore the big bad wolf costume while we had sex. The next day, he had a fireman's costume, and he told me to get on a ladder in our backyard so he could climb up and save me.
I like that.
There was a dog costume, and I was the owner, and he had a policeman costume with fuzzy handcuffs and other stuff that's just too crazy to mention. I told him I was tired of the costumes. He got mad, and he wouldn't have sex unless I dressed up like he wanted me to. We have not had sex since mid-May, and I miss out. But I had to put my foot down. He has been taking care of himself nightly, and I just stay out of the bedroom until he finishes. I have tried other ways to entice him to have sex with me, but he refuses. It's all very weird to me. Is this something I should worry about?
A naked standoff.
Yeah, I think it's something you should absolutely worry about because of his attitude. He's mad and he won't he won't have sex with you. This is your husband. He prefers to fulfill himself nightly because you won't get in costume. Yeah, I think it's absolutely worth worrying about. And I'm thinking you must have heard our letter earlier in the week about infantilism, about the man who wanted to put the diaper on. That's why you decided to write us. And I just found out today, because I looked it up, that costume play, that's a thing. I didn't know that. That's a thing. It's called cosplay. It's when adults don't just wear costumes on Halloween, they wear them all year long during sex. And they're committed to it, meaning they take on the persona of the character and everything. I mean, I can definitely see why you're tired of this. What adult wouldn't get tired of this? It's too much.
You be making all them animal sounds, though, Shirley. Huh?
I'm not in costume when I do it. And what? What are you talking about?
Wow.
That has nothing to do with this.
Hey, what are y'all talking about?
Tommy, he said, anyway, it's too much, and your husband's too much. And for him, this is what makes me mad about the situation. For him to not even consider that you might be tired of this cosplay, or, that's very, very selfish. Something's wrong with him. I mean, you're his wife. He has to consider you. He has to consider your feelings. He has to consider your needs and wants during sex. For him to get mad, it's childish. It's selfish, as I said. You're way, way more important than these silly costumes. I mean, and he needs to understand that. You put your foot down. You did. I'm proud of you for standing up for yourself. But I'm not with him with getting mad and satisfying himself without you. That's the problem. And I don't know if it's going to take counseling for you guys to work this out. It might be even more deep than that. I don't know. But it's an issue, and it's a problem in your marriage. Sex is very important. If he's acting like this, this is crazy. That's what I have to tell you. I don't know if this is a divorceable situation, if you need to leave, but you definitely have a problem in your marriage that needs to be worked out. Counseling, I definitely suggest. Steve?
Well, here we go. See, this COVID This COVID done brought a lot of relationships to their knees.
You got that right.
There's some stuff going on. This damn COVID is real, partner.
Yeah.
You might not get it. But something gonna happen that's in your life that involves around COVID-19. You might not get the virus. You may not need the vaccine. But we have all been affected by COVID.
True.
Now they in there, they quarantined, so they having more sex than usual. But it was getting boring. Now her idea was to spice things up with some role playing.
Yeah.
So one day your husband was a professor and you was a naughty college student. I don't know how that worked. You turn your paper in? I don't want to turn no paper in. Well, I'm gonna have to bend you over. I don't know what the professor and the naughty college student got to do. Oh, Sheila, your turn to get up and do your exam. I don't want to talk. Uh-oh. Well, guess what I'm going to have to do to you then? I don't know how that worked, but that one was the most curious one to me. When we come back,
come on, Steve,
I'll address everything.
Yeah, crazy.
That's crazy. I
want you to get to the firemen. All right, we'll have part two. We'll have part two of Steve's response coming up at 23 minutes after the hour. Today's Strawberry Letter subject, he is taking performing in bed to another level. We'll get back into it right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, come on, Steve. Let's recap today's crazy Strawberry Letter subject. He has taken performing in bed to another level.
Well, this 32-year-old lady in that COVID-19 that affected their marriage. They in there, they having sex more than usual, but it done got boring, so she thought to spice it up, they'll role play. So first time they played, he was the professor and she was the naughty college student.
Yeah.
She got her ass in trouble when she didn't turn that paper in.
That's right.
Where your paper at? I ain't got no paper. Well, I'll guess what then?
What?
You gonna have to bend over. You ain't got your paper.
What?
You naughty girl.
I don't know what happened right here. On another day, I was a rich housewife and he was the pool boy.
Okay.
Now, if y'all ain't really got the money for a pool, that was a hard one to play with. Did y'all run some water in the bathtub? What are you in there doing? Get your ass out of my yard messing around in there. Lady, I'm out here cleaning the pool.
Oh.
I don't know what. I'm just trying to figure out what they were doing. Anyway, one day,
crazy.
you was washing clothes and he came up behind me and surprised me. It was a lot of fun. And then your husband got bored with it. And that's when things got a little weird. He had been ordering these costumes on Amazon and she didn't know about it. The first one he pulled out was a wolf costume, and he told me I was gonna be Goldilocks on my way to grandmama's house. Now let me tell you what happened right here. This is why this one went bad.
Okay.
They was hot.
Oh, this one went bad.
Yeah, this one went bad, right? They got hot. That wolf outfit is hot, especially if the wolf is on you. So he done climbed on you with this hot ass gray blanket. And he just in here slobbering, cause you know wolf slobbering, mouth hanging open. And you up under the wolf, you Goldilocks. You already got a hood on. So you got a hood on. He got all this gray fur on you, and he wearing you out with this wolf outfit on. And whoo, whoo, whoo.
Yes,
you in here hollering. You got a crook in your neck because he done got you hemmed up against your basket that you had on your way to grandmama's house. Because, you know, it was a basket in the bed and he didn't move it out the way. Now, your neck is cocked because he got you pressed the wolf and he woofing too now. So he got your head pressed up against that basket that's on that headboard and that hot-ass wolf outfit and your Red Riding Hood. That one was hot.
Yeah.
So that was a bad experience. All it was y'all didn't get proper ventilation on that one probably. Then the next day he had a fireman costume. He told me to get on the ladder in your backyard so he could climb up and save me. Now this one right here was a problem because y'all outside now.
Right.
I guess, I don't know where y'all stay when you think ain't nobody gonna see this. Now, you done got your half-naked ass up on this ladder. Now, here he come with another hot ass. This time, the hot ass coat is rubber. See, the problem y'all having with the costumes, all the costumes he buy is hot. He got this big rubber coat on. You up there with a negligee trying to act like you climbing out the window. Now, he up there just wearing you out in this hot-ass raincoat.
Save me.
And the neighbors got video of all this.
on their house security.
Posted it.
He up there got his own fire hose, and he just up there saving your ass. Okay, that was another hot-ass outfit. Then it was a dog costume, and I was the owner.
Yeah.
Your man like heat.
That's the problem.
Now he got dog outfit, you was the owner. And then it was a policeman costume and with some fuzzy handcuffs. He tried to back it down, give you a break. That didn't work.
That is hot. That's hot.
Then it was tough. So then you told him you was tired of the costume. He got mad and wouldn't have sex unless I dressed up like he wanted to. Now let me tell you what's wrong with this whole story, man. You started this.
Yeah. Well.
You brought role playing into it. Cause while y'all was role playing, he was on his computer on Amazon. Ordering all these hot ass outfits.
Just order it out.
What he ordered next, dog?
Scuba gear. He gonna have on scuba gear. He gonna come in there with a wetsuit and some fins, and you gonna have on a bikini, and he gonna get on you with this hot ass wetsuit on. That's next. Then y'all gonna be astronauts. He gonna come in with that hot ass helmet on, that astronaut outfit, and y'all gonna climb in the washing machine and act like y'all in a space capsule. And he gonna hit the spin cycle and gonna wear your ass out. I know all the outfits he done got. Then after that, he gonna got the he gonna be what they call it what to do the funeral director. Mortician.
Oh, mortician.
You gonna have to lay in a hot ass casket.
It's gonna be too much.
And he gonna open the door and have a funeral. Then he gonna climb in and shut the door. You gonna be hot again. I know all the outfits he done ordered on Amazon. Cause if you like having sex while it's hot, then he gonna order a carpet cleaning outfit. He gonna be Stanley Steamer. He gonna come in there and steam your ass with that carpet cleaner machine. All this is coming. Cause you was tired of having boring sex. Well, it ain't boring no more.
Oh, God.
All right. Post your comments on today's Strawberry Letter at Steve Harvey FM on Instagram and
What?
Facebook.
Last
Don't
outfit,
forget.
he gonna be Santa Claus and you gonna be a hot ass reindeer.
Don't forget to check out the Strawberry Letter podcast on demand. Coming up at 46 minutes after the hour, it's our girl from the talk, Sheryl Underwood, right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, Steve, she is here. Please introduce our girl from the talk.
Ladies and gentlemen, get your mind right.
Get it.
Get your costume on. Sheryl Underwood.
Thank you, Steve Harvey. Hey, you know what? Thank you, Steve Harvey, for starting off with a chuckle. Man, we in heavy times. Don't y'all think we in heavy times?
Yeah,
Yes.
Oh, it's heavy.
Yeah, it's heavy.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm worried about? I'm worried as the country reopened, and as people start talking about other things, I don't want us to lose track of what this renaissance, this anti-racism wave that's coming through. When NASCAR said they ain't gonna have the Confederate flag, girl.
Come on.
Now look here. There's further to go. There's when David Petraeus, former General David Petraeus, say you need to change the names of the bases. You know what I'm saying? And even dropped the dime. Who dropped the dime that the dude at Fort Bragg, Braxton Bragg, wasn't even a good general. Listen, white people got their own history, Carla Farrell, and will drop it when they need to. All I'm saying is, I don't want us to get distracted. You know what I'm saying? I don't want us to, okay, like Steve, did you hear about the They Not Gonna Show Gone with the Wind on? Okay, now listen, Shirley Strawberries, now listen. There is a reason why we do not watch D.W. Griffin's Birth of a Nation. There's a reason why the NAACP fought it as far back as then. And I think that people got to look at and study, like in college studies and everything, to talk about what were they trying to advance. What that racism, that bigotry that was even permeating art. You know what I'm saying? When you got Viola Davis saying, I wish I wouldn't have been involved in the help, and please don't buy this no more. And, I get the point. But I just want us to keep our eyes on the prize. The prize has got to be, we got to stay organized. The prize has got to be, some of us going to have to keep marching. Because once we start marching, everybody going to forget what the real issue is, to fight for justice and equality. And then if Mitt Romney is right, while he on our side, he say that he believe the Republicans going to hold the Senate and the president going to get reelected. This has got to be the goal. Get him out of office. Trump got to go. Anybody enabling Trump, and all racists that think that they can still exist as a racist have to know that a day has come, and we will not allow you to continue to be racist and function in society. You must be anti-racist. There's no other side to be on. And this, let me say this real quick too. In our industry, Black entertainers and producers of content like Steve Harvey is held to a different standard.
Hang on, Cheryl.
Okay.
Hang on.
Oh, you want me?
Right,
because I'm gonna get to that right there.
We're gonna bring you back.
Because they can do anything they want. They show still be on. I'm
right.
sorry, Shirley Strawberries.
We'll have more with Sheryl Underwood at the top of the hour, right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, our special guest, our family members. More with Cheryl. Cheryl, what you got, girl?
Well, first of all, I'm glad I had a chance to calm down at the break of Shirley Strawberries.
we talked you off the ledge, Cheryl.
Yeah, it had something to do with one of my favorite fruits, pineapples. Especially when it's in coconut water. It is delicious. Go to Pavilions. Anyway, I'm getting a distraction. I was talking about the fact. Yes, I was. And thank you, Junior, for calming me down, even though you didn't really say that.
Junior,
excuse me, I have to say it so I don't get in a tangent.
Wait a minute, is he there with you?
Excuse me. Okay.
Oh,
hey. Stick with the comments. Okay.
Come on, Cheryl.
I just want, this is what I want. I was talking about Steve's show. And I want us to stay focused on what we are focused on. We need the support of everybody with money, with focus, with platforms. LeBron James and them, what they doing to help young Black people understand the voting. Snoop Doggy Dogg understanding he need to vote. So I was saying about Black entertainers are held to a different standard, especially producers of content. And I'm making the example, and yes, I'm in daytime, but I gotta say this. Steve Harvey, in my opinion, was held to a different standard. Here's the guy, got a popular radio show like Ryan Seacrest, got a daytime show popular, hosting one of the greatest game shows, Family Feud, but white people stuff can be whack. And why? Because they control the systems. They control the levers. So they can make decisions. But they don't want to look inside themselves and go, did I hold this man to a different standard? And Steve, if I'm embarrassing you, I apologize. But we got to root out the racism and the bigotry. And people can say, well, y'all got money. What we don't have is power. That's what this is about. This is about the power to effectuate change. And Black Lives Matter show that you're going to have to take it. You're going to have to get out in these streets. And we ain't trying to scare nobody. I'm just saying there's no way when you see other whack shows on and they will get them chance. They will even bring in consultants. They will tweak it. They will ask you about your vision. Okay, am I going? I'm sorry, Tommy. I'm sorry. Y'all want to weigh in on this?
No, keep going.
We're listening.
I'm just saying, I know y'all listening, but the audience be like, is there anybody else on the show?
No, what it is, Cheryl, is television is reflective of our society. And it's really rather obvious. It's just rather obvious. But when they do get a successful Black, they parade that successful Black and go, we're proud of it. Now, once they see a successful Black, they try to find others. And they only duplicate it because of money reasons. If they could find the successful white and make the money, they would. Everybody's not that way. Like what Fremantle has done is unprecedented. Fremantle went out and sought after African-American men. Anthony Anderson, Michael Strahan, myself.
Right.
And put them on TV.
Right.
In traditional roles that were not traditional for African-American men. A la game show host.
That's right. That's right.
And once they saw the success of Family Feud, they quickly jumped on it. But everybody else don't want to do that. And it's obvious they don't want to do it because you can't find it nowhere else. To bridge the gap and not look at your color and go, hey, let's give everybody a fair shot. Well,
That's
everybody ain't like that, dog.
But you got to become like that. See, you can make a concerted effort like Fremantle has done in all of society. When you got that brother that's driving the Nascar that make them remove the flags, that's why we got to keep going further. We got to keep going further. And then can we get some sisters in these same roles and then keep us there? Don't just decide our time is over. And the same thing is happening in radio. That'll be my next one. A change is coming. Anti-racism. That has got to be the side that you are on.
Amen.
That's right.
It. You better talk.
All right, Cheryl, we love you, girl. Thank you so
did
much.
that.
Coming up, we have some more music. We have some trending topics. We have some headlines at 20 minutes after the hour, right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
So, Steve, there's this restaurant in Atlanta. It's called the OK Cafe. We all know about it. The people who live here or visited here or
I ain't heard of that.
But
Me neither.
Anyway, it's called.
It used to be right up the station right up the street from our radio station when we had a studio.
When we was on
in
Piedmont?
Atlanta.
Right. They
Yes,
cook
sir.
soul food in there. It's called the OK Cafe. Some black people in Atlanta are ashamed that they were ever patrons of this restaurant, and they were oblivious to the fact that the Georgia Confederate flag was hanging up inside of this restaurant, okay?
It's
there's
pretty
now
big,
a movement,
though,
So there's now a movement on social media, Steve, to ask the owners to respectfully remove the flag. The restaurant is owned by Liberty House Restaurant Corporation.
And they own restaurants like Bones and a couple of others.
I know
But
Bones.
it's still a lady that owns it, and she's been saying some pretty not so nice things about the Black Lives Matter.
Is that the one that said all lives matter or something?
I mean, she's crazy. And I probably ordered something from there 50 times.
Really?
But never again. Me and a lot of black people ain't going in there no more because food ain't that good. It ain't all that now.
It ain't worth a flag.
Hey, man, somebody tweeted and said, I don't like food that's just okay any damn way.
All right. We'll be back with more of the Steve Harvey Morning Show and some trending news at 33 minutes after the hour, right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
Well, we're still in the fight for justice for Breonna Taylor. That's the black woman who was killed by plainclothes officers in her apartment after they broke down her door on March 13th in a no-knock warrant. Louisville Metro Police botched raid. That's what they did. Take a listen to Breonna's mother, Tamika Palmer, explain what happened.
I am Tamika Palmer. I am the mother of Breonna Taylor.
3 officers on the Louisville Metro Police Department used a battering ram to knock down her door. They fired 22 times. 8 of those bullets landed in the body of the most essential worker I will ever know. Bree was murdered by the Louisville Metro Police Department. And after they killed her, they asked me if she had any enemies. No, absolutely not.
This story started coming out differently, and people started learning the truth of what was happening and the things that went wrong that night. Now the whole city is mad. Now the whole world is mad. Breonna should not be dead. Some days I feel like I can't breathe without her. This should never happen to another family. I am Breonna Taylor's mother. Say her name.
Wow. Yeah, there's no body cam footage of what happened, and Sergeant Jonathan Mattingly, Detectives Miles Cosgrove, and Brett Hankison are still on administrative paid leave while the department and the FBI investigate their actions.
This is when I go back to we have to have mandatory sentencing for policemen. If you kill an innocent person in the line of duty, you have to do time for that.
Yes, sir.
It's just a matter of how much time. If I kill a person for any reason, it doesn't matter. I'm going to do time. If you are a police officer and you kill an unarmed person, damn what your thinking process was. Obviously, the training has failed. Or you didn't give a damn about the training. You just saw a black person, and just like that reminds you of the black targets that's in every gun range. Every target in every gun range is a black image. So all we are to these people are damn targets.
Yes, Steve.
Yeah.
They bust in her house, plainclothes detectives, and shot her, and her boyfriend defended her. They dropped the charges against him for shooting an officer because he was defending his girlfriend and defending, their home, but he can't really talk about the case. There's so many layers to this case.
Because, and they were plain clothes, right?
Yes.
And they had a no-knock warrant.
Yes.
Knock warrant,
Which means they ain't got to announce themselves.
Right.
Where's the stand your ground?
Right.
Because we don't know who you are.
Exactly.
And you come in the door shooting.
Yes.
That's a crime.
That's another crime. You're right.
Hello.
You're right. All right, coming up, it's our last break of the day.
It's the last break of the day.
And some closing remarks coming up at 49 minutes after with the one and only Steve Harvey right after this.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.
All right, guys, here we are, last break of the day. Yeah, just want to remind people to wash their hands. This COVID-19 is still real. It's still real. It's still out there. People are still dying. And there were some Harvard doctors on, I saw them on CNN yesterday. They were talking about by September, we may lose 200,000 people.
Wow.
To COVID-19. So it's still serious. Wear your mask, people. It's real. Wear your mask. Wear your, wash your hands.
You know how dirty we was before COVID? We must have been pretty doggone dirty. Our hands
That's how we got it.
Pretty damn dirty.
But yeah, we have to do that. We have to, with all the protests going on, that's great and everything, but we have to social distance. Remember to do these things,
Hey, let me say this in closing. First of all, I probably could not be more proud of this generation of young people and the stance that they're taking. I am overjoyed with their attitude about wanting things to change, but immediately. So for that, I feel really, really good. But there's a lot of things, man, going on right now, and we have to be aware. Number one, the world is still moving, and the players that have been in charge of this world are still making those moves. Let's just start with voter suppression. This is real. They joke about it, the Republicans, sometimes about voter suppression. That senator told that joke. But behind every joke is 90% truth. That's what makes it funny, right? So here's the voter suppression is real. What happened in Georgia on Election Day this past Tuesday was a prelude to what they're going to do. They're testing ways to suppress your vote. They're trying to see how discouraging it'll be. So if they discourage you in the primaries, you say, I'm not going to go down there. Listen to me, young people. Take this same fervor that you have and the anger that you feel right now towards the injustices that you've been seeing. I want you to take that to the polls, because nothing would hurt them worse than to lose their power, their position, and their money. That is their world. That is why they co-sign and lend this bogus consent to everything Donald Trump does. It is to protect their power, their position, and their money. They're not going to go against Trump because they think Trump will get his base to not vote for them. So they're sitting there acting like they don't know that this is the most unpresidential president we've ever had. They're sitting like that this guy is morally corrupt. They're acting as though all these acts of infidelity and the things he's saying to divide the country really don't matter. It's to protect their power, their position, and their money. We are going to the polls in November in groves. We are going to go like we went when Obama ran. Because just like we wanted Obama in, we want you out. That same fervor to get him in, I want that same fervor to get him out. The next thing I want to address, and we got to be careful, young people think everything funny. And I'm not talking about the protesters. But they got this thing out now called the George Floyd Challenge. And it's white kids reenacting the scene of George Floyd's murder with the knee on their neck. And they hashtagging all types of stuff with it. Who are these idiots, these fools? See, look, y'all, don't buy into this bull crap. It's some people that still don't get it. Racism is embedded deeply into some people. This ain't going to end racism. Don't you think for 1 minute that this movement we're doing is going to end racism. We want to bring about some changes, but racism ain't going to die because racism is real in some of these people's lives and hearts. They dress their babies in Klan outfits. Are you kidding me? They put their little infant children in Klan outfits and take them to cross burning. This is not finna go nowhere. But be aware of these kids who joke about it. Who's got doing this George Floyd challenge. This ain't nothing to play with, man. Why is a black man's death even funny remotely? The next thing I want to point to, let's not start infighting. Look, Breonna Taylor's death is real. We know it. Now, the majority of these deaths are men, but don't start on social media saying that y'all not paying attention to the black women who die, because black lives count with us as black people. Look, if you don't think that we think black lives matter, come to a black funeral. We love our children. We love our uncles, our fathers, our mothers, our daughters, our sisters, our aunts. We love them. Breonna Taylor's name is not forgotten. What sticks out is the police, what they've done to so many black men. It just sticks out. But what they've done to black people, enough is enough. That's our fight. Let's not start infighting, y'all. That destroys us every time. We start infighting. This is time for us to get unified. This racism thing is at a whole lot of levels. It ain't just at the police department, it's down there at your damn job. I got news for you. Racism is in churches. Because I don't know where the Southern Christian leadership people are on this whole thing. Not Southern Christian, the Southern Baptist Convention. I don't know where they are on this. Because I never hear them come out. The Southern Baptist Convention, the largest evangelical organization in the United States outside of Catholics. And they never say anything. But I did some research. And I found out they were the one racist group that was for slavery. And so maybe that explains that. Those are my closing remarks.
There you
For all Steve Harvey contests, no purchase necessary, void where prohibited. Participants must be legal U.S. residents at least 18 years old unless otherwise stated. For complete contest rules, visit SteveHarveyFM.com.
You're listening to the Steve Harvey Morning Show.